What's up, everybody? It's your favorite show, Get a Bucket. I'm your host, Trey, and as usual, hope you're all having a wonderful, wonderful day. Today, we're going to talk about the WNBA 2025 All-Star Game recap. But before we do that, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, comment, tell anyone about the show. Trying to get the ratings up a little bit, just a little bit. But like I said, we're going to talk about the WNBA 2025 All-Star Game. It was cool, but I had a couple of gripes. Really, one glaring one. Stop shooting all them damn 4-pointers. They's cool. I get you. I get it. Until I don't. Like there was some that could have made it, could have taken a lot of 4-point shots. But damn, now y'all starting to look like we just throwing up shit at this point in time. But, ladies and gentlemen, it was a good one. So I do want y'all to pay attention to the WNBA All-Star Game. I did predict that Team Collier was going to win. And they did. Give them a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Yay! Good job! Good job! It was easy, though. I mean, you had some, and this was before we knew the injuries, too, was going to happen. I said this, by the way. But, I mean, injuries injuries were a factor. I said stuff like the rookies. That might have helped out, too. But again, though, Nafisa Collier, 36 points. Lord have mercy. And I think she had, like, 4-pointers her damn self. Like, the girl can hoop. She can get a bucket on every level of the game. And is a tremendous defender. So, of course, she went MVP. But let's look at the other teams, the other players. But let's start it off with Team Collier, shall we? Now, my girl, Nneka, 10th time, by the way, she in this thing. 3rd time, all time for WNBA history in terms of getting to the All-Star game. But y'all see a quality 16 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. That ain't bad. And in fact, that's about what she do on the day-to-day basis. That's right. Tip of the cap to my Nneka. I always love saying that. Stewie with only 8 points. Again, it's an all-star game, so you know what I'm saying. It's a lot of all-star players, but I've called Brianna Stewart top 3. So you would like to see her with a little bit more than 8 points. But again, she took 8 shots. We 50%. I ain't mad at that. And the team won. Also, other players were hooping, getting a bucket. So you know what? You can't be but so mad because Brianna Stewart is still a top 3 player in the WNBA. Fee, like I said, look at that. 4 or 5 from 3, and those were 4-pointers, ladies and gentlemen. Cash money. And y'all see 36 points with 9 rebounds? I kind of wish she had that extra rebound and give her a double-double. And keep in mind, 36 points is the most scored in an All-Star game. Like, that's kind of crazy. We broke the record. That's wild. Congratulations. Now, Alicia Gray, 5 of 12 from 3. It did look like you was chucking them things up initially, but you found your stride and you started hitting a little bit. So I tip of the cap to Alicia. Showed me life ain't black and white. There's a little bit of gray involved. Paige Beckers, right, as a starter for a rookie. That's my girl right there. That's arguably one of my favorite players, if not my favorite player in the WNBA. Okay. Efficiency, we could have done a little bit better. I ain't gonna hold you. 2 of 6. 1 of 5. Okay, cool. 6 points. I did say I was expecting like 8 to 10 points. I said 6 to 8 rebound assists. We hit that. I said about 3 rebounds, 1 away. We didn't really get no steals or blocks, but here's what I realized too, though. There was really no defense in the All-Star game. So, it's okay that we missed those. But Paige did do fairly well. First-time All-Star starter. Tip of the cap to Paige. Now, the bench, ladies and gentlemen, I ain't going to try to get too emotionally involved with these ladies, but look, Alyssa Thomas, I said this before, I'm going to say it again, she might have gotten snubbed from being a starter. I just don't know who you take out, but she might have been snubbed from being a starter, ladies and gentlemen, and she can hoop on all levels. So I'm wondering if this will put a chip on her shoulder the second half of the WNBA season. You got to follow that narrative, that storyline. So if you get a souped up Alyssa Thomas the rest of the way and they're healthy, God, that's tough. I actually don't know too many teams that's going to beat that. Then Angel Reese. Well, I mean, we already talked about Angel's improvements. Playmaking wise, she's been improving. Efficiency, she's been improving. Skill-wise, it seems like she's improving. I know the Angel Reese fans are going to start to say, hey, she's better than Caitlyn at some point in time. And the Caitlyn stands are going to say, oh, there's no way in hell. You're going to love to hear those storylines. Because, again, she's hooping. And she's going to continue to be an all-star. You know who else will continue to be an all-star too? Skylar Diggins-Smith. Again, the first triple-double in WNBA history. And I'm so happy it was a non-Caitlin Clark player. The reason why is because of the WNBA slander they would have received. Oh, the WNBA players are trash because Caitlin wins it. Now, when we have Skylar win this or any other player win it, we can actually focus just on the fact that it was the first triple-double in WNBA history. First triple-double. 15 assists. 1 turnover. Damn. That's good. That's kind of tough, actually. That's really tough. But the fact that she got 11 rebounds, too, though, that's kind of casual. So, I mean, ladies and gentlemen, I love Skylar Diggins. I'm so happy that she got this triple-double. I'm so happy that her career seems to be turning back around. Because remember, Skylar Diggins was one of them ones in a lot of people's eyes. So I'm glad that she's starting to get back on track. Kayla McBride, she's back in the thick of things, too. I get it. I'm happy you balled out. Until you see them numbers, 15 points for 12 threes. Yikes. Like, I do need to see something a little bit different out of Kayla. I expect to have a chip on the shoulder, but ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to see this 4 of 12 too often. I can't. She's too good of a shooter to be giving me 33% from the three-point line. I'm sorry. Like, that's just my personal opinion. Y'all can say I'm petty. It's whatever. But her teammate, Courtney, solid. Solid. Y'all see the 13 points, 5 assists? Like, I love her energy all together. And for this Lynx team, stud. Shout out to the Stud Buzz, by the way. Then that one, actually, I didn't even plan for that. That just naturally happened. But again, she's naturally a fun and charismatic player. She's natural. Like one of my boys even said, she is his most exciting player to watch. So, of course, she got to be an all-star, and of course she balls out and she's able to get a bucket. But also what's most important is she's able to play point guard exceptionally well. Again, 5 assists, 1 turnover. She's gone a couple of games without having a turnover, but having more than 5 assists. That's pretty damn good. All right, so Courtney Williams is solid as a player. So you got to tip your cap to Courtney. And then Kelsey Plum on my Sparks. Listen, all-star, I hear you. Ladies and gentlemen, Kelsey's a bucket getter, a combo guard. You see the 16 points. Don't even 14 field goals, 16 points. You see 50%. Just imagine if this three ball went in a little bit more. She was chucking the 4-pointers up. I'll give you that. But scoring wise, she does do a little bit better than this. I will say that. But still, 16 ain't bad. And again, I like Kelsey Plum. I would have preferred Paige Beckers on my team because of a future aspect. But Kelsey Plum as the player, don't get it twisted now. Kelsey Plum can still get a bucket. Kelsey Plum is still the number 1 player that was drafted. Kelsey Plum is still considered arguably as the second option on the defending Aces championship teams. Although I think you can, argue that, but still, that's who we're talking about. So, Kelsey, all-star, I expect to see it next season, and you better be working your tail off too. That's right. I'm be peeping you this upcoming game when you play. Never mind. Let's talk about it. Shout out to Ryan Howard too. I told y'all she got a knee injury. I hate that for her too because Ryan Howard has been doing pretty well this year as an overall basketball player. She's like a smidge away from me from being a complete basketball player. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. But she got what she has the tools to be a complete basketball player and really dominate the WNBA. Not even lying. Not even lying. Now, let's scroll on down to Team Clark. For those of y'all who did know, who listened to this before, I personally stated I didn't think Caitlin Clark should have been voted as a captain. I get you fan votes. I hear it. I hear it. She ain't played enough games for me to be even warranted a all-star berth. In my opinion, I think there should be a game threshold about 15. She ain't hit that. It's my personal opinion. So how I would have done it would have been go to Aaliyah Boston because she was 3rd on the list in fan votes. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see Caitlin Clark prove me wrong and say, nah, I should have been captain and this, that, and the third. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying this as a talent. Solely games played. But we had Aaliyah Boston, who I thought should have been the captain. 9 points, 6 rebounds. Fairly, you know, fairly casual. Fairly casual. I like her spirit as a player. Though. I really do. Like her on the court. Seems like a lovely player. I like you. I think Aaliyah Boston is the best player on her team, the most dominant player on her team, and arguably the nicest player on her team. And a player like that reminds me of like Tim Duncan for whatever reason, right? Like, we'll talk about it another day. But I love Aaliyah Boston on the squad. Asia Wilson. You might be wondering why she only had 4 points, because that sounded a little low. That do sound a little low. Well, she's coming back, I think, from shoulder injury, right? She hit too many shoulder leans, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, Bam, you got to have her cool out, bro. You got to have her cool out. Aren't y'all supposed to be AKAs and Ski Wheaton? Stop trying to show. My bad. Anyways, Asia has been doing a wonderful job this season. I will admit that she has been the lone constant on her team, which is kind of sad for me to say in terms of a dominance factor. So I'm glad that she was an all-star this year. Although we can say Jackie Young too, but I said dominance. Jackie Young has been playing well. Wouldn't say dominant. I needed all WNBA caliber performance from Jackie. I don't know if I'm getting that just yet. But again, she gave me all-star performance. That's why she up here too. That's why you see both of them. But you know, 1 minute for Jackie, 12 minutes for Asia. It's some stuff going on in Vegas. It clearly a little snake eyes going on. So they got some injuries to deal with. But someone who's not really been injured, Kelsey Mitchell. And in fact, you see this 20 that she got right here? That's on 8 of 13 shooting. But she does that for her Fever squad on a consistent basis. That's why Kelsey Mitchell does not get enough props. She does not. People overlook her so much, and it's a little sad. It's a little tough. I can't hold y'all. I thought she should have been voted an all-star. Again, 20 points in the game. Like is that second runner up? Yeah. Like ain't nobody score higher than that. Now you can say it was on the losing team, and that's fair. I hear you. I do hear you. Somebody got to drop 20. But not everyone can drop 20, especially efficiently. We're talking about field goals and 3-pointers. Hell, she was 100% from free throw. 1 of 1. No, literally like 1 of 1. Not her, but she cool too though. But her free throws 1 of 1. Again, Kelsey, I rock with you. And then when you also think about too, well, she's playing with a bunch of playmakers. Sabrina Ionescu gets 7 assists because Kelsey Mitchell snapping a little bit. That ain't bad. And you gotta love Sabrina too. 12 points, just won the 3-point contest. Damn. Like it's really truly phenomenal to see her doing what she doing. Because again, them 7 assists is tough. But the no turnovers is even tougher. And we got to start wondering, is Sabrina Ionescu the best point guard in the WNBA? And I think we can say that. I think we might be able to say that, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to Kayla Thornton, though. I don't want to, you know what I mean? I don't want to shortchange Sabrina, but damn, Kayla Thornton playing in the All-Star game, ladies and gentlemen. She was waived her sophomore year, and I want to say she was waived by the Golden State Valkyries, and then was brought back, and then became an All-Star. That's one of the best stories you can hear. Like you got waived by your squad to then boomerang back and then have one of the best seasons that you had. And keep in mind, she was on the Liberty when they won the championship. So she's really having quite a solid 2 years. A really solid 2 years, bro. I wonder how valued she is for the Golden State Valkyries. Would they ever trade her? Because you have to start to think she might have that Nick Collison role, like the OKC Thunder had, right? Oh, Nick Collins was supposed to be that first star that got to the team. That's why they hung up his retire. That's why they retired his jersey. So would the Golden State Valkyries end up retiring Kayla Thornton's jersey? That's what I'm gonna be waiting to see. Because I think at this point in time, we might start wondering, you help putting them on the map a little bit. But you got to love Kayla Thornton's story. You really do. Brianna Jones. I told y'all about the Atlanta Dream and how they got a big 3, but we got to start wondering, is Brianna Jones part of that new big 3? Because she could be outplaying Brittany Griner. Hence, Brittany Griner's not on this list, ladies and gentlemen. But the other 2 were in Alicia Gray and Ryan Howard. So again, Brianna Jones is having a hell of a season. I gotta admit, and it looked like she back in action, like how she was on the Sun. I thought she was gonna come off the bench to provide a spark and then maybe close the game, but somebody might start asking, do we need to keep her starting and maybe move BG to the bench? I don't know. But hey, Brianna though, keep hooping, keep getting the bucket. I love how you hooping. Gabby Williams, can you stop? Like Jesus, like chill out, bro. You're doing too much. 16 points, 4 of 10 from three. Like yo, she was kind of hooping. She was kind of hooping. And we might have to ask ourselves, is Gabby Williams the best two-way player in the WNBA? Because we might, I don't know. So there might be an argument. I hear you on Asia. I hear you on Nafisa Collier. You got some other players out there. It's going to be tough to eclipse those two, Gabby. I ain't going to hold you. But to make an argument, we might be able to. Because she's active, leading the league in steals with like 2.6. Basically 3. Her and Dyson Daniels is stupid this year. Like, that is crazy. So, again, tip of the cap to Gabby. Always got to appreciate her. Love her on the Storm. And she's part of the reason why I think the Storm actually going to do well. Y'all remember her in the Olympics. Y'all know who she is, okay? Now, y'all see here, Kiki, Irieffin, Brittany Sykes, and Sonia Citrone. All them on the same team, the Washington Mystics. 2 rookies and someone who I classify as someone without the star cachet that they should have. And that is Brittany Sykes. Well, you see how they performed. Like, you see how they got a bucket. Ladies and gentlemen, 17 points, 16 points, 11 points right there. Then you got 7 assists, 2 assists. Then you got 10 rebounds. Like, that's a quality squad right there. Now, the 3-point percentage, that does leave you, yeah, like you took 9 threes and didn't make not one, Brittany. Damn, that's tough. But at least Kiki and Sonia made some threes. So that means, Brittany can play a little point guard, space the flow out. And then all you need is 2 bigs now to help you rebound. Oh, they have that on that squad. You might be seeing, if the Mystics stay together, you might be seeing more Mystics on this team in these All-Star lineups. Like, that could happen. Alternate one year, then the next switch it to the others. Like, that could very well happen. Again, Sonia Citrone, I love the fact that you stayed aggressive. You kept shooting the ball. I saw your head droop a little bit. You picked your head back up during the game. I appreciate that. I love that aspect of you. And then Kiki, you were just out there. And I love that. You were embracing the moment. You weren't scared. I appreciate that. So I love the fact that you get to see these players grow up. I love that. And then, of course, Satu and Caitlin. I mean, it's unfortunate we didn't get to see Satu play. Hopefully she comes back. She has had injury issues in the past, so hopefully that's not a thing this season, because the Mercury could be dogging folks. And then Caitlin Clark has been out damn near all this year. It's kind of crazy when you think about it. Like, I would love to see her play a little more often. I'm glad we got to see her go up against the Wings. But again, would have loved to see her play a little more often, because then she would have been captain. She would have been an all-star, all that good stuff. But again, ladies and gentlemen, what this is showing you, again, Caitlin Clark did not play, but these women did not play either. This game was entertaining from start to finish. I'll give you, they took way too many damn 4-pointers. And sometimes I was like, maybe we should get rid of the 4-point shot. Or like what, limited maybe? Like, it's got to be a zone, not a specific spot, because people were just running to that spot, and that's just looking trash. I'm sorry, that don't look like basketball. That looks like trash. I'm sorry, like I don't have anywhere else to classify it. But again, though, ladies and gentlemen, the game was fun. The game was cool. We just need a few more tweaks, and we right there. But I watched every second, and I hope y'all did too. But definitely let me know what y'all think in the comment section below about the WNBA All-Star Game. What tweaks would y'all like to make? What players did y'all think should have got snubbed or got snubbed? What players, like, did you like the skills challenge? I did personally. Like, Natasha Cloud is on cloud 9 right now after winning that, and thankfully Sabrina kept the liberty winning All-Star Weekend. Just saying. Again, ladies and gentlemen, the All-Star Weekend was phenomenal. It was truly phenomenal. And it was around my birthday. I just think about that. That's another one, too. Happy birthday to me. But, ladies and gentlemen, that's all the time we have. So thank you all for listening. I greatly appreciate y'all for watching the WNBA as well as the show. Keep watching them both, right? But that's all we have. So please make sure to like, subscribe, comment, tell anyone about the show. My name is Trey. I'm the host of Get a Bucket. Hope you all are having a good one. Take care.